Good morning, everybody. This is Kevin again, and we are en route to GOMOH. Finally, we are doing it in the car. Now there's it out there. So we are like halfway through, and we should reach GOMOH in another half an hour, 40 minutes to an hour. So as always, I hope you guys are doing well, and once we reach there, I've got a fantastic day planned out. I'll see you guys once we reach. So we are on the highway right now, and a little bit ahead.
Hello.
So I'm with Kev and Nigel. And
that's us,
Mr.
right?
Baptist. So we are all out on this drive. It's like a down memory lane ride for all of us. And this is the way in. So we've just branched off the highway and into the left lane that takes us to GOMOH. So it's been a good drive since now. Nice drive. So this is the railway station, the GOMOH railway station. We've just reached here, and we'll take a walk up to the platforms and give you a view of the GOMOH railway station. So that's the ticket counter and the waiting room. It's been ages. It's been around 35 years for me since I'm back here, and it's amazing to see the railway tracks. There's such a lot of us who are attached to the Indian Railways through our parents and grandparents. My grandfather was a mail driver, and they were based here in GOMOH for a very long time. So one of the reasons why we are back here is to look at the old houses and to give you a glimpse of what it looks like right now. So I had a sit down with my mom, and the house names, the people who are staying in the houses were all dating back to the year 1973. So based on her memory, I'm going to give you who stayed in which house. So we may, as per her, it's all in place, but we may get a few offs. So if we do, please mention it in the comments and let us know if we are right or not. So there's Nigel, Kev, and Mr. Baptist taking a stroll around. So all of our families have been associated with this place. There's a train. I don't know what train that is, but that's a nice view of a train coming on to the platform. So it's amazing. Okay, once we're done from here, we'll head back towards the railway quarters and the church and the railway institute that I'm sure was a big part of most of our lives, or our families' lives when they were staying here. So once we complete this, we'll take a drive down, and so that's the Railway Institute. And sadly to say, it's not very clean right now, but that is the Railway Institute, where I'm sure a lot of the dances and shows used to take place. And there's a cow having some breakfast. So, since we are this side, we'll start with this line of this row of houses. So, we'll just take a walk down and start from the first house on the first row in. So, we'll give you a glimpse of the church as well. So I don't know whether this was the same church, but I'm sure it is because it looks quite old and still looks pretty good. So we'll start right at the first house, right to the end. I'll just take a walk right to the end and see, and start from there, from house number 1. So we'll just give you first a view of the church, and then we'll start with the houses. So there's the church. That's the old church. Looks so small, and that was it. That's the church. The old church. And I hope everybody associated with GOMOH is going to appreciate all this view, because it really takes you back down memory lane for a lot of us. So that's the church. So what I'm going to do, underneath each house that we pass, row by row, I'm going to put up the name of whoever it was that stayed there, so that you know, and I'll try and give you a brief on the name as well. So we'll start right down. So this will be the first row, right down, and from what I'm told, the first house was Dr. Mukherjee. So Dr. Mukherjee used to stay in this first house here. And then as we go up from here, the next house, Uncle Colin Healy used to live here. So that's what his house looks like. Unfortunately, I didn't find it or think it a good idea to actually go in, so the view will be from outside. So there's another house in between that I'm not sure. But then once we pass that and walk on, as you can see, the roads have been done up. So you've got some nice roads to walk on here. From what I remember back in the day, there was all like mud roads out here. So good job. So the next house is my grandfather and grandmother used to live here. Norman Gaynor used to live here, and my mum and Uncle Paul, so Paul and Gloria, they were raised in this house. So a lot of memories going back in the day. So my grandfather and grandmother, their house was this one, right to the end of the road, and beside them was the lane going in. Yeah, so this would have been their home. Norman and Hazel Gaynor. That was their house. Surprisingly, all the big houses now, most of them are gone, and they've been divided into 2s and 3s. So, in between the two big houses, I've seen that there were some small ones that have been built up in between. Yeah, so this was Norman's house, Norman and Hazel, And then after that was Uncle John Green. So Uncle John Green was here, and then at the side of him was Frankie Joseph's. Once we cross this and we come to the end of the lane, so that's the by lane going in, and there's a well at the back there, old well that I'll show you once we get on with it. And that's another view of the institute. So after this was Uncle John Green. So that's the road going into the next lane, and then you got 3 lanes there, you know, 3 rows. So we'll take a walk around all 3 of the rows and give you a view of the place. So I'm sorry this is going to be a pretty long vlog because there was so much to get, you know. So that's Uncle John Green's house. And then after him was Frankie Joseph's. So the Josephs used to live here, Frankie Joseph. And then after him was the Dias family. So the Dias family was beside Frankie Joseph. And then as we walked down, beside them was Uncle Glenn Lawrence. So he used to stay at the side of Frankie Joseph, or the Dias family. Sorry, so Glenn Lawrence is at the side of the Dias family. So that's a look of how the house looks now. And as I said, if we get any of these houses wrong, please let us know. It would be something that we can learn from. So that's it. There are a few buildings here. I'm not sure what these are, but I know the health center is at the end of the road. So we'll move on. After Uncle Glenn's house comes the Ganguly house. So they stayed here, the Gangulys. And then beside this, I'm pretty sure was the Timms family. The Timms family used to stay on this road as well. So maybe the next house would have been the Timms family. Yeah, so the Timms family would have stayed around here somewhere. And then as we walked down, after that was Uncle Kenny and Auntie Wilma Green. So their house would be the next one. Yeah, so the next house here would be Uncle Kenny and Auntie Wilma Green. So Nikki, Caru and Auntie Hilla. That's the view of how the house looks now. And right across to you was the health center. So we'll give you a view of the health center out there, just across the road. That's how the Green's house looks now. That's the view of the health center. And then right at the end, on the right, we'll just give you. I'm not sure who lived this side, because as far as I can remember, there was nothing here but just the field. But Uncle Freddie Joseph used to live in one of those houses there. I'm not sure which one it is. It was just such a long time ago. But in one of those houses was Uncle Freddie Joseph. And then right to the end, to the right of the road, was the Das family. The Das family. So if you guys want to share or put down any remarks of the place, please feel free to mention something in the comments down below. So the Das family home is on my right, and we'll take a walk around and get to lane number 2. So once we get out of this road, there's this lovely field out there, and there was a big field I remember down, and then the one to the left. So we'll just walk around this, walk straight, and as you can see right ahead is the field. So there was one field there and one field to my left, the bigger field, the one that leads towards the marketplace. I remember we used to run around there flying kites. So enjoy the view till we get to the next lane. And that's the view of the road going to the marketplace and the field. So this is coming in from the second lane. So this is the center row, and there's a huge tamarind tree right up there. So I'm not sure who used to stay in these houses, but a little bit ahead on the left was Uncle Peter Harris. He used to live at the side there. I remember because when I used to come down and stay with Bambi, and we used to cross the road and run over and to have a game with Kev and Clinton. So I used to spend all my summer holidays out here. And I'm pretty sure this is the house here, the one on the left. So we used to come in from the back and then run out and play all around here in the front. There are a few out here that we've not got right. I don't know who. So if you guys know who stayed in these, please let us know. How awesome it would be if we could all just plan a get together and everybody meet up in GOMOH. How nice would that be? It would just be amazing to sort of relive at least a day or two out here. So walking up a bit, we'll come to the house of Uncle Rolly Oruk. So he used to probably stay in this house on the left. Yeah, so this would be Uncle Rolly Oruk. And then there was a sort of a mistake that we made. But the house to the left of the lane was actually the Shallon's house. The house to the left of the lane. So the Shallon's house would be this house here. Up ahead, under all those trees. So this was Uncle Rolly, and the Shallon's house was this house here. So this is the Shallon's house. And once we cross the lane, and the house there was, I don't know, Mum calls them the Madrasi family. So they used to live here. So this is the Madrasi family. And then after them was the Hazras. The Hazras. And then once we crossed this house, this was the Hazra house. After this house came the next house is the Barrett family house. So they used to live out here. This is the Barrett family house. So I continuously say this, please check us if we are wrong and leave a few notes down so that we know. This is Mum's memory. So do let us know in the comments. The last house is we wouldn't know, but we'll just spin around to the last row and we'll start from the end there. So we'll just come around again, and this would be a new house. So this was recently built. It's not a old house as such, but the first house that we come to here was lived in by Baby Ridgers. So that was the first house, and then next to him was the Perrys. The Perry family was next. And then next to them was the Millers. The Miller family came next. So this is the third row of houses. So this was probably the Miller family house. And then next to them was Uncle Ozzie Green. So that's the next house there. So the next house was Uncle Ozzie Green. And then next to him, way back in the day, was Uncle Peter Harris. So before they moved down the road, they used to live in the next house. And then next to them, I think if I remember right, it was right next to the lane going in there was Harry Green and Auntie Boo Boo. So that was right near the lane out there. So this would be the house of Harry Green and Auntie Boo Boo. So later on in the day, if there was somebody else staying in these houses, you can let us all know. I have not been back here for a very long time, so those of you who are associated with GOMOH will know much more than what I know. So please let us know. So maybe the Anglo GOMOH page will be interested in trying to help us out here. So the next house after this little pathway here was Philip and Violet Brizolt. So they used to live in this house here. And then a little bit ahead, I remember there was a jamun tree and Lynette Monto used to live there. I remember that because she was like one house away from Bambi. So before that, Mr. Rogers used to live here as well. So Mr. Rogers, and then Lynette Monto, and then after that, after Mr. Rogers' house and the Monto house was Bambi and Judy. So they used to live somewhere there. And if I'm pretty sure it's in that house right there. So Lynette Monto used to live in this. I remember this house very well. And then a little bit ahead was Bambi and Judy. Up ahead, right here. And as I said, opposite them, opposite Bambi, was Uncle Peter Harris. But that was in my time. And as I said, there was Kev and Clinton and Chris and Paul and all their two sisters. They used to live in the house opposite the road. There's a temple up there, and all this is new. I can't remember all this. We'll just do a little walk through from here. So this would have been the side path. So that would have been Norman and Hazel's backyard, I guess, and the outhouses. So this is the well. It's pretty old. Looks pretty old. But this is the well. The old well. Through the little sidewalk. And the church is there. And we've just got in touch or met up with one of the old cooks that used to cook for the families around here. So we'll have a little chat with him and see who all he remembers, and we'll try and get his name as well. So we'll try and get his name as well, and we'll have a chat with him, see who he is, and if he remembers any of the old timers. I want to know there's two names, लल्लू और लीला, याद है? हाँ? उन लोग है अभी?
नहीं, ये लीला का आदमी तो मर गया।
मगर वो है?
हाँ।
कहाँ?
लीला का था।
गेना
गेना याद है आपको? नंबर 83 में उन लोग था, नॉमिन।
What is the father name?
His mother, David. No, David's no.
तो जिनको दिखाया साहब जी, उनको दिखाया नहीं उनको।
David, wife, your auntie.
No.
No.
I am talking about 1973. 1973 में my grandfather used to live here. He was a So we've done a walk around. Now we'll try and do a little bit of a drive to the Jamuria Lake. I hope I've got that right. So we'll go there, spend a bit of time there, and then of course bid adieu and head back home. So I hope we've done justice. The houses and the railway station, this brings back a lot of fond memories for all of us. So let's drive down to the Jamuria Lake now. So now we're off to the Jamuria Lake. Left. This place. Slowly go now. So unfortunately, back in the day, the Jamuria Lake was, for me, was the end of the Van Wissel house. But now everything has changed. So we drove right past it, and here, that's the Van Wissel house on the right. So we had to turn around and come back, and now we'll head off back home. So guys, I hope you have enjoyed this vlog as we say bye to the institute and the church and our whole home. I hope you guys have enjoyed this vlog. It's been such a great day for us to actually be back here. And this is the new flyover that they've built coming out of GOMOH and onto the highway. So I hope you guys have enjoyed this vlog. Please stay tuned to Miles to Zip on YouTube, and if there's any other places you would like to watch, please let us know and we'll find our way there. So I hope you all have a great day, a fantastic day, and as I said, it would be awesome to have a reunion for everybody associated with GOMOH soon. So I'll leave that with the admins of the Anglo GOMOH page. So if you guys can work something out, do let us all know. So this is the flyover, the new flyover taking you from GOMOH out. So I hope you guys have enjoyed this vlog. Take care, and we'll talk soon.